Drifter, written by Jim Mintz.
On the far edges of the courtyard that spread out in front of her home, the widow spotted two men walking towards her front door. They passed the taxman without incident and kept a steady pace. The widow was frightened and turned to shut the door quickly, but the men yelled out. "Please let us explain," they began. "What is with all this commotion at such an hour?" The woman yelled back as she slammed the door shut. The men reached her door and began to knock and plead. She had yet to latch the door shut, not that the men were forcing their way inside. Nevertheless, the fear of a robbery forced the widow to press her body against the wood panel hard, even after she had applied the lock. "We need to speak to a boy, if he is there with you," one of them asked. "Don't lie to me. You want to take my money. You saw that tax man pay me back. You want to rip me off too." "That's not true, Mrs. Please," one of the voices said. "I am no Mrs., not anymore. We just want to speak with the boy." "Liars." The two men conferred with one another, unsure as to how to proceed. "Please, we were sent here by the son of the carpenter." They hoped this would be enough to stir interest in the woman. They had the mistaken belief that the son of the carpenter was enough to raise even the most stubborn of souls. The boy woke from the commotion. His face had the imprints of the table's wood grooved into the skin around his forehead. He rubbed it and his eyes as he stood up from the chair and walked over to the door, where the woman had her body pressed against it. "What is going on?" he asked. "Nothing. Just stay back. Keep your voice down," the widow hissed. "These men want to rob us." "What's that in your hand?" the boy asked. "Money from the taxman." "Money? From the taxman? Now shut up." "Is that the boy?" the men asked. The entity spoke to the boy. "They are here to see me." "How do you know?" the boy wondered. "They might be trying to rob us." "It was he who sent them," it explained. "He wants to know what I am doing here. I figured he would come knocking sooner or later." "Can you go inside them? Find out for sure?" "No need. I know it's them. Get the woman to stand down." The boy turned to the widow. "Stand aside. They want to speak with me," he said. "Get back, boy! Don't be a fool!" The boy thought with a raised eyebrow. "She won't back down. Leave her to me." The boy watched as the woman stood up from pressing her body against the door. She unlatched the lock and walked back to the dining table, sitting and watching as the two strangers entered the house. "What is your name?" one of them asked the boy. "Lucius," the boy replied. The boy felt the entity return to him. "Come with us, Lucius. We have someone who would like to meet you."